6:49, we are on top of breaking news here for our Sunrise Smart Start. Rochester firefighters are busy battling a big scene, a fire at the old library off Hudson Avenue.
Yes, Aron Spitzer live at that scene, a historical landmark in the Rochester region. In fact, Aron, what can you tell us about this fire?
So when we got on scene, this is very much still an active fire. Police actually moved us back so that we wouldn't bother as firefighters are assisting in extinguishing the flames. The fire is on Norton and Hudson. This is one of the 5 to revive the Pulaski Library, which was built in 1931. This is an apparent exterior fire. There's a large fire department presence, and police are in fact assisting. It doesn't look like they're entering the structure, so it may just be on the exterior. Firefighters are fighting the weather here. It is quite cold here in the 20s. There are warming buses for them in case they're in need. And the fire is across from Franklin High, so you know, that may affect getting to school this morning for students and anybody else who has to commute. That is really what we know right now. We'll keep you guys updated as news comes in, of course, on rochesterfirst.com. But for now, back to you.
Aron, thank you. Just an old building, historic, and that's part of the reason firefighters can't go in. We'll keep everyone updated. We are following another breaking scene, a second fire in Penfield we've been tracking. That was just before 2 a.m. on Kirkland Drive. The garage was left scorched. The flames also burned through at least one car and a truck outside, and the home has some damage as well. Our News 8 crew team did see the Red Cross at the scene helping the family. No word yet on any of them were injured or not. Once we hear from the West Webster Fire Department, we will share that with you on rochesterfirst.com. 10 jurors have been seated in the trial for a murder case in Rochester going back nearly 40 years.
It was only in 2020 that the break in the case led to Kid Timothy Williams arrested in connection to the death of 14-year-old Wendy Jerome. She disappeared on Thanksgiving Day in 1984, then was found dead soon afterwards. Investigators followed hundreds of leads, they say, until DNA evidence led them to Williams in Florida in 2020. And they say that originally he had lived in the neighborhood at the time of the crime, but then moved to Florida shortly afterwards.
You know, we have a 14-year-old girl in 1984 that, was, brutally raped and murdered. Her family has been waiting for a long time for justice, and I believe it's important, for us to bring these cases in front of a jury, just like we did with the Krasnick case and other cold cases that we've done over the course of the years. It's just so important. Like I said, I think every single, crime victim deserves justice regardless of how much time has passed.
Williams in the case charged with second-degree murder. The statute of limitations for a rape charge expired. The jury selection resumes in just a few hours this morning.
Well, a man is dead after a crash on Scottsville Road last Friday. Monroe County Sheriff's deputies tell us it happened when a Jeep driven by a 21-year-old tried passing a vehicle but then hit another car. The driver and his passenger were taken to the hospital. Meanwhile, 70-year-old Ken Soderland of Scottsville, he was driving the other vehicle that was crashed into. He was taken to the hospital and died yesterday afternoon. Drugs and alcohol have so far been ruled out in this case.
Sunrise traffic here at 6:52. Just in the span of a few hours last night in Rochester, 100 calls for crashes. None of them considered major, mostly people sliding off, minor fender benders. Here this morning right now, there is a crash at 390 Scottsville Road on the west side near the airport. And keep in mind, Hudson and Norton, that big scene with the 2-alarm fire car at the call at the old library. We'll keep you updated on what is happening there with firefighters very busy this morning. The town of Bethany on the southern end of Genesee County is currently operating without running water. The town typically depends on wells, but town leaders tell us a drought is making this situation dire. About a week ago, the state sent in a giant tanker full of water. Those in need, though, have to find a way to haul the water in 100-gallon totes from the tanker to their homes and businesses. Town officials say they previously considered a municipal water system, but the pandemic halted that, made the cost of materials too great.
Well, looking at the current status of flu cases in Monroe County, the cases are on the rise, but doctors from our local hospital systems say the region is not on the same track, towards a triple-demic like this time last year. According to state data, Monroe County alone is seeing about 75 flu cases as of right now. Statewide, the number more closer to 3,000. Doctors with URMC and Rochester Regional Health say they are seeing some cases of flu and RSV in younger children, but they add that the pace is not as quick or severe as last season.
Rock Today has come to an end. With that, nearly $1 million in donations for 600 organizations in the greater Rochester area. United Way of Rochester and the Finger Lakes has hosted Rock Today for the last 13 years for Giving Tuesday. It's a 24-hour fundraiser, midnight to midnight, has raised more than $10 million throughout the years. The head of the group explains why it is vital to so many people.
Nonprofits are a vital part of our region. They are a part of our fabric. You think about arts and culture, our animals organizations, our human service and basic needs. They are a core and they make a vibrant community for all of us, and they need our support. It has not been an easy time for anybody out there, and our organizations need our support.
Even if you missed Rock Today yesterday, you can still donate now online to help local organizations.
Well, Friday is December 1st, so with that holiday season starting, the construction of the iconic Genesee Brewery keg tree is underway. The brewery's team, dubbing themselves the Holiday Elves, hard at work stacking more than 500 empty kegs, wrapping them up in thousands of lights, and once everything's done, the tree will stand about 30 feet tall. The setup happening ahead of the yearly keg tree lighting Friday night from 5 to 9, and the organizers say it is family friendly. Everybody can join in.
A family holiday tradition, another one for Rochester is back. Ice skating at MLK Park. That rink opened yesterday. Skating is open Monday through Sunday starting at noon, and special hours set aside for adult-only sessions and special events. For admission on details and skate rental fees, we've got all that plus the hours at rochesterfirst.com.
So many fun things to look forward to, even with the snow, especially with the snow, even.
So I think it makes everything look very nice.
It does.
A wintry white holiday.
Make sure you got those mittens on, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's cold out there, and a lot of people may be brushing your car off this morning as we have had snow abound. A couple inches last night that has stuck around and will stick around for most of today. We just top out in the lower 30s, then hold in the lower 30s and climb. Tomorrow, that's the day we finally get back to 40s, mid 40s for Thursday afternoon. We'll go partly cloudy. And then next storm system slides right back in by Friday. Cold rain that drops temperatures. Storm system even by the weekend as well. So we are busy as we head into the month of December. Looks like maybe middle of next week, that's when we could see that wintry weather return.
You got a lot to talk about.
Oh, yes,
busy,
you do.
This is the busy season.
You love it. All right. Thank you, James. And thank you for watching us here at Sunrise.
Your next update in 30 minutes, and CBS Mornings coming up next.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on RochesterFirst.com, Facebook, Twitter, and on our app for news and weather.